See you, Randy. Yes, yes. Just talk with Randy Carricker, Jackson. Take that. Take that. The Christmas draft.
Yeah, the Christmas movie
movie draft.
Randy smoked him.
Yeah, as a film aficionado, I bet you wish you would have been in on this.
I would have loved to have been.
So you believe Randy Carricker won the Christmas draft on the opening drive, Christmas movie draft?
He got It's a Wonderful Life in the 4th round. Like that's
a nice value play.
That's unheard of.
It's like when the Rams picked Jimmy Kennedy.
That's a 1-1 in a lot of people's draft.
Jackson, today is a special day. Today is a very special edition of Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota's presentation of Balloon Party. It's right? My final... Excuse me?
Sorry, I stepped on you.
Yeah, that ruined it. And in van, 2, 1. Well, Jackson, you're right. Today is a very special edition of the Mungan Burkhardt Alton Toyota presentation of Balloon Party, and I'm looking right at those of you using me in the YouTube chat. These baby blues are owning your soul. Today is my final balloon party for 2023. Tough. Now, Jackson, a.k.a.'s Jamie Rivers has knighted you, Sir Piddles, will be in tomorrow and Friday. Josh Innes will be on with you, filling in for me, tomorrow and Friday.
Yep. Looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know who's filling in next week, I'll be honest with you.
I don't know either.
Okay. So you're not in next week?
No.
Where are you going? You going to Hamptons, or what are you doing?
No. I'll be local. Local.
Wow.
Keeping my ear to the streets. You know, I like to be here in the thick of it.
Sure.
I like to be right here where the people are.
Right. No, I know that.
So I don't want to leave. Plus,
as long as it's a central corridor, but yeah.
Nowhere really to go. I don't know where.
Bragging rights game.
Friday, yeah.
You going?
It's the plan. That is the plan. Well, that's my favorite day of the year. It's always the start of like the extended break.
Yeah.
And it's my favorite team playing in my city, our city, the people's city.
Yeah, you just kind of made St. Louis your city.
The atmosphere is so great. It's always like split up 50-50. Last year was awesome.
Is the atmosphere as good as it was? I mean, you can't speak to I recall like in 1989, both teams were top 10.
Yeah. I mean, last year was great atmosphere and both teams were really, really good.
Yeah.
And Missouri absolutely smoked them, much like Randy did in the Christmas draft.
Wow.
And, but I've been to many. 2012, 2013 were really good. Those were really fun because both teams were really solid. So I think the atmosphere is great. You know, it's 50-50, it's split, but it's not like contentious or like people are like upset with each other.
Like a rock chalk game.
It's just like it's good holiday atmosphere, watching basketball. A lot of people are off work, like 3 or 4 day weekend or maybe taking vacation.
They might have a nip of the cooking sherry.
Absolutely.
A sip of the nog.
Yeah, and this year the weather is supposed to be much better. Last year, if you remember, it was like...
Oh, that's right. I do remember that.
It was like a foot of snow. It was like -30 with the wind chill. It was... my car was buried.
Right.
My car, I had to get a ride there. Like there was no way I was going to be able to get there myself.
Holiday sentiment coming in, and it's wonderful to have here on the final balloon party, at least with me and Jackson for 2023. Piddles, go home.
Go home? Is that an option? Is that on the table?
I just read what's in the teleprompter.
I got work to do, baby.
From the 314, I wish this was the last balloon party, period. That's really...
What are you going to do? You can't win over everybody. We've tried our best.
Let's see. Tim, you'll appreciate this. This is from the Rifle Family Farm.
Nice.
Tim, you'll appreciate this. At the inception, I would turn off Balloon Party. But now I look forward to the show, and I honestly watch TMA podcasts and stuff as well. Love the straight shooter personality. It's really grown on me. Thank you, Rifle Family Farm.
Yeah.
What a lovely sentiment.
That is really nice. I like nice, and sometimes, we get a lot of crap, and we're cool with it, seeing it a lot.
Well, TMA essentially, for 2 decades, the show will be 20 years old in 2024. We essentially, if you've ever watched a roast on Comedy Central, for example, what's your favorite Comedy Central roast? Go.
Good question, Tim.
The roast of Alec Baldwin was quite choice. Justin Bieber.
The Justin Bieber one was really good. I like that one.
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, the Charlie Sheen one's a classic.
But that's kind of TMA, is getting your ass lit up for 3 hours.
Yeah.
So coming over here, we're a little used to it, but it's still enjoyable.
Oh, yeah.
And I appreciate that over now we're celebrating. There's going to be a huge gala for the second anniversary of Balloon Party coming up. And is that January 2nd, 2024?
Yep.
I think Dinah Shore is coming in and Bob Hope.
Yeah.
Along with Paul Lind.
We'll do it at the Chase.
That's correct. It'll be at the Starlight Room at the Chase for the second anniversary of Balloon Party. That the audience may now understand that I care about my job. I want to make that clear. But I view my job as just saying, here is what I think. You might not like it, but at least you know that is what I think. I don't really care if you like me. Honestly, I don't really like me. So therefore, that's something we might have in common. But I am going to give you what I honestly think. And if people like that, then that is wonderful because I feel like that is the responsibility. I'm on no one's payroll. Mm-hmm. I don't take the knee for no-ho. Okay? Are we clear on that?
Crystal.
Thank you. Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, Few Good Men. 90. I'm going to say 92 because I know it's not 90, and that gets me 93 and 91.
I think it's 93, Tim.
So that was my thought process on it. What a scene. What a fun scene. Kevin Bacon, watch this. Jack, wonderful.
92.
Yeah, now I'm having a big show already. And my final show for 2023. But Jackson will be here tomorrow, and it'll be wonderful. I'm just curious what you have up your sleeve because you told the audience on TMA the final balloon party would include Joel Quenneville, Brett Hall, and Mike Keenan. And then at 9:50, you announced that they had all canceled. And part of me makes me just have to externally say to everyone, I wonder if they were ever booked.
Booked is such a weird word, Tim. Like I had the idea of getting them on. And so then you make the effort to get them on, you can call them booked. And then, if they change their mind, they change their mind. I can't control that.
So they all were scheduled to be on this 1 hour of radio, of podcasting joy, of YouTube magic.
Scheduled, again, just a tough word.
So they all canceled.
Right.
Coincidentally. And instead, what will we have today?
A little six-pack of questions I like to call Little Piddle's Swan Song.
The Swan Song.
Yeah.
Are you resigning? Is this it?
No, just the Swan Song for 2023.
I feel like Jamie Rivers might come back from South Florida and shake your hand.
Yeah, well, maybe. Maybe I'll just go down to Sunrise. But no, it's our Swan Song for 2023. I will, of course, be here Thursday and Friday, but
right.
And then back again January 2nd, 2024.
January 2nd, fresh off of Roll Tide against Go Big Blue.
Yeah.
And then Hook 'em against, what's Washington's thing?
I just call them UW.
Okay, UW.
Yeah. I don't know if they have a thing.
You got to bet the bankroll on who wins those two games. Go.
All right, so that's actually one of the questions I have.
Oh, then I don't want to step on the Piddles Swan Song shoot.
It's a quick hitter, so I'll just ask you. Okay. Michigan -1.5 against Alabama and Texas -4.5 against Washington. Where are you at?
God, here's my thing on the Michigan-Alabama game. I think I would have taken Michigan had I not read all of this from both Big Ten coaches and SEC coaches. And they're like, Michigan and J.J. McCarthy are going to have the game of their lives in order to beat Alabama. I just don't view 2023 Alabama in the way I viewed previous Alabama teams. So I don't know if I'm missing something. So here is where I am. I shall abstain. But because of that, I would take Alabama. But from a wagering standpoint, I would have taken Michigan.
So here's where I'm at, Tim.
Okay. Well, this sounds like we're about to get some inside word.
I'm on Bama all day.
Wow.
Money line.
I think you might be an SEC mark, though.
Maybe. I've had the thought that the Big Ten is fraudulent this year because what's the best Big Ten non-con win? Like there isn't one that stands out in your head. All these Big Ten schools
at South Bend.
Yeah, but that's a team that has some bad losses as well.
What's the best SEC non-con?
Best SEC probably Mizzou against Kansas State.
I don't know if I would bring that up, Counselor. Then.
Right, but we've seen what Alabama did to Georgia, and we know what Georgia is to an extent.
That was kind of might be one of the little mysteries of 2023.
I just think Alabama is the better team. I just think Michigan, I don't think Ohio State's that good either. That's where I'm at. Oh
boy, this could set up quite a January 2nd presentation.
I'm just saying, I just don't think that the Big Ten is all that.
So what do you think is all that? Do The NBA's in-season tournament is all that. That's what you think.
What I saw with Bama and Atlanta was a team that after Georgia's first touchdown drive dominated the game. I think that I think they're clicking at the right time. They're obviously well coached, and I think Michigan's gonna get roughed up. That's where I'm at on that. Texas, Washington, I have no idea because every time I think Washington's going to lose, they put on a great performance. So that one I'm lost on. I guess I would go Washington because they're getting 4.5. But the Alabama game, I'm like scared how much I'm confident in the Crimson Tide.
I will take Texas, and I will take Alabama in a rematch.
I think that's ideal.
I probably would have taken Michigan had it not been for what I've been reading from these coaches who are just like, you have no idea how tough it's going to be for Michigan. How are they going to score points is one of their core issues.
That's my thing with the Big Ten, man.
So, I don't know. I'm just not sold on Alabama this year. I don't know. I'm being honest with you.
I don't know if you can be sold on any
team. And you got to be able to run the football, and Texas just stops the run. So, but Michael Penix having 3.5 weeks to get healthy, that's something to keep an eye on. I don't know how big of a factor that is. Hell, I don't know. I wasn't planning on talking about this in the first segment. I was planning on talking it over with Joel Quenneville and Brett Hall about the puck getting fired at each other.
I know. I had made you change late on that.
So here I am breaking down a playoff game in 15 days. But you know what? That's how good I am.
We won't have a chance to talk about it before then, so.
Well, we might do QFTA.
Oh, yeah. But not on these airwaves.
Not on HD1.
Bingo.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back with more of, what is this, the Little Piddles, Sir Piddles Swan Song Shootout?
Nailed it.
Here on 101 ESPN. Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, presenting sponsor of Balloon Party here on 101 ESPN and the 101 ESPN YouTube channel. And I am very happy, and my family very happy, Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota customers, Munganess Burkhardt, Jamie Burkhardt, Peter Munganess, Clayton Patterson. I'm telling you, these are just some wonderful people. And, you know, one of those things in life, it's just natural. The time comes and you got to get a car. And listen, I know what happens. It's Pavlov's dog. Oh, gosh, I got to go deal with this now and the whole process, and it's an expense. And I understand that. Listen here, brother. Listen here, sister. I've been there with you. But now that I know Jamie Burkhardt, Peter Munganess, Clayton Patterson, I actually look forward I was texting with Jamie this morning, as a matter of fact. They're just great people. And so once you have that for such a big part of your life and you're dealing with the best, now you're actually having a great peace of mind. Work with them. You'll be thrilled that you did. They're online at altontoyota.com, and they have a specific secret number for you. For our listeners, 314-252-0029. You can call it or text it, and you go directly to the people in charge at Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. Welcome back. It is Balloon Party, the swan song for 2023, the Little Piddles, Sir Piddles Swan Song Shootout.
Bingo, Tim.
101 ESPN. And the YouTube channel. I got to see what's going on in that YouTube. I haven't been in the chat yet today. See what's doing. Frick James is in there. And they're talking Georgia football. Tiny Pee-Pee, Eric Nickens, Droid Effects, Ken Cox, Alan Dadeville. He's a UGA guy, too.
Well, one of their edge rushers is transferring to the University of Missouri.
What in the world is going on?
Via PowerMizzou.com, Georgia edge rusher Darius Smith is transferring to Mizzou.
What in the world?
Coach Drinkwitz, man.
Are you kidding me?
Not playing. It's also obviously National Letter of Intent Day. A lot of speculation going on with what's going on with Ryan Wingo.
What do you have? Tell the people what you have.
I have no one has anything. Gabe.
Well, then where's the speculation coming from? In order for there to be speculation, there has to be something.
Well, at this moment, to my knowledge, Ryan Wingo has not yet signed his National Letter of Intent. And so I've been on Power Mizzou all day, refreshing, trying to figure some things out. Everything is speculative. What I've interpreted from Gabe's.
God, part of me wants to just text Gabe, but I'm sure like this is like
the busiest day of the year.
Right.
But I think
the Colonel and I were texting this morning. It's about 6 o'clock this morning. It's like the one I can text you and Gabe at 6 in the morning.
Listen to the group. Let's chat it over.
Yeah, you would love that, actually.
I would. I'm literally refreshing Power Mizzou.
Because Gabe wrote, I saw this regarding Ryan Wingo last night, and he wrote, it's a weird, Gabe, Colonel, writes, he gets up to, goes, he posted it at 3:57 in the morning on Power Mizzou. So I got up to piss.
I saw that.
And I happened to look at my phone. I know people won't believe it, but I had heard this Ryan Wingo news yesterday, and people might just say I'm saying this to cover my ass. But I didn't want to post it until I had more. The weird spot. I know I'm going to be on I-70 today. I just don't know if I'm going east or west. So how about that? So then I texted him. I said, hey, you heading to my alma mater today? Of course, that being Jackson, the finest high school west of the Mississippi. And that is the University High School. And he said, well, if there is a signing, it wouldn't be at St. Louis U High.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm certainly monitoring it, but this news out of Georgia is big news.
Yeah, linebacker.
What's going on with Georgia?
They're losing players left and right.
I mean, Oxford, Mississippi, and Columbia, Missouri have become the blue bloods of the SEC in the last 48 hours.
So it's tough because transfer stuff is all pretty new, like the way how robust the transfer portal is. But with some of these like big time blue blood schools, if guys aren't getting the playing time that they think is right, and they have that Georgia label next to them, they know they're highly sought after, and they can go grab some more playing time elsewhere. So I feel like blue blood teams actually lose more each year, but then again, their recruitment is unbelievable. So I like if I was a Bulldog fan, I wouldn't be freaking out. But if I'm a Missouri fan, I'm fired up because it's been a hell of a couple days. And also, I would be like shocked, honestly, if Ryan Wingo flipped. But
well, this has become a Georgia football chat. Who would have ever thought? There are a few Georgia fans in there talking about it. Now we had somebody text in that Kirby Smart is going to the Falcons, and that's why they're all leaving. Have you heard that?
I've seen that like tosser, but no, I haven't seen a reputable source even mention that that's a possibility. I just know that that's like the rumor. But college football Twitter, man, it's crazy.
I describe it as stable. Rifle Family Farm is back. Thanks, Jackson. Now watch more hockey. I'm a hockey player, and your hockey takes make me cringe.
I don't have any hockey takes. I have none.
Why is he thanking you? I don't understand. What's going on?
I mean, I appreciate it. Sounded like a backhanded compliment, but I don't have any hockey takes because it's not my thing.
Oh, Rifle Family Farm. Someone must have my phone number because that isn't me. LOL. And then he said what he does for a living. And then what did you, or maybe it was Ryder, texted him back?
I did not.
You did not?
Yeah,
so
Ryder
that's
did.
why he said, thanks, Jackson. Okay. Now I see what's going on.
Got it.
Now watch more hockey. I'm a hockey player, and your hockey takes make me cringe.
And I get what your point is, but I don't I'm
This is how I want to go into 2024, is Jackson arguing with hockey fans.
Well, I'm devoid of takes. Like, I have none. I don't have any takes.
That could be a balloon party promo, Ryder.
I don't have any takes because, like, I just, it's not really my thing. I don't like to have takes on things I'm not well versed in.
Good for you. I respect that. Now, let me just play devil's advocate. For the sake of saying, I'm sure some in the audience, not me, some in the audience may say, but you're on a sports station. The station carries the Blues game. Cultivate your hockey knowledge so you can be best prepared to converse about said topic when you're on these HD1 airwaves from 10 to 11. What would your response be to those people?
Home of the Blues, I might add.
I think I mentioned that, but yes.
Oh, well, either way. I understand that. But at the same time, like last night, let's take that for example.
Great defense.
What a night in hoops it was. Jaws return, call 12. Got to see Kimmy English take down.
You're alienating the people. You're alienating the people.
I'm localizing. I'm localizing. Kim English takes down Shaka Smart. Big W for Providence.
Kim English is 10-2.
And then got to finish it up with St. Louis and Jason Tatum and the Celtics and Steph Curry with the dagger. It was a great night in basketball. There was no way you could have me turn the channel onto anything else but hoops last night. But that's what I'm passionate about. Like I want to cultivate my passion. I get the people what they're saying, but like I've honestly lost so much equity with hockey fans that me starting to watch games now would come off as phony.
But what a moment it was when I don't even know what the question was. I think it was for Little Piddles half and half, as a matter of fact. And it was dynamic duos. And we were listing dynamic duos. I think it might have been about Mahomes and Kelsey. Mm-hmm. And then we started rattling them off. And then out of nowhere, I mean, it was like an index finger to the prostate. You bust out Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. And not only did I fell off my phone books that I sit on. And then Jamie Rivers. He just wrote Piddles with exclamation points. Nobody knew it hit him. Look what you're capable of. Look at what you're capable of.
I just have a decent memory from when they played them in the playoffs 2 years ago. But I do have some breaking Blues news.
Who played who?
When the Blues played the Avs. In 2021 or 2022.
But they play for the Oilers.
Oh, well, Draisaitl and what's his name do? McDavid. But Makar and McKernan?
I think I might start the vacation earlier.
I have breaking Blues news.
Okay.
Though. Hugh McGing has been assigned to the Springfield Club.
Now I feel like I'm living in a parody and you and Ryder are playing a joke on me.
Well, this just in.
I understand. I mean, that's, we'll all remember where we were.
Yeah, Hugh McGing. I like the name Hugh. Bring it back.
Move to L.A. You can afford it. That's from the 636.
Trust me if I could.
How's Petro doing with the Vancouver Flames? That's from the 573.
Vancouver would be a city I like to move to. Seems cool up there. They get hoops back if you really want.
Jackson, you asked how many periods were in a hockey game.
That's not true. That never happened. Nice try.
Is Jackson the Cairo of 101? That's from the 636. A lot of speed.
A lot of speed, but just, the attitude sometimes may be a problem.
Was that Cole McCard take the same time when you said Cole Kmet plays for the Avalanche? Yep, Bears tight end.
Yeah. Hey, listen, no one's perfect. Cale McCarr, though, what a player. Nathan McKinnon.
Did I just hear Draisaitl and what's his name? Best duo ever.
They're the best duo ever? Oof. I don't know. Like, again, I don't have takes. I don't really know much about it. I know call 12 when the game's on the line. John Morant, baby.
34 points.
Me and most of the world. We're watching that.
Man. You know what you said? I'm going to exit 2023 the same way I started 2022. That's what you said.
Yep.
Second anniversary. Yep. We'll see.
You want mayonnaise dumped on you, yeah. Shane Beamer?
God almighty. What a strong program for the Little Piddles, Sir Piddles, sayonara to 2023 shooter here on 101 ESPN. This text inbox is spinning like a lathe. You can join in 314-399-9646. And then, of course, the Airlines team studio cameras. That's the YouTube chat. That's active as well, although it's a lot of Georgia football fans in there talking it over as Missouri is experiencing recruiting momentum. We'll see what's in the back half of today's final balloon party, at least with me and Jackson for 2023. That's coming up here on the other side of the break. This is Balloon Party, driven by Mungan Burkhardt, Alton Toyota on 101 ESPN and 101 ESPN's YouTube channel.
Hey folks, the world's largest sportsbook in Las Vegas is now in Illinois. That's right, the Circa Sports app is available for download in Illinois. The Circa Sports app is sports betting the way it should be, with big app bets, high betting limits, tight money line splits, and the best customer service around. During the week, you can bet on the NHL, NBA, college hoops. When the weekend rolls around, you can start betting on the NFL. Plenty of college bowl games coming up towards the end of the month and even in the next week or two. So sign up for the Circa Sports app because it's all available over there in the great state of Illinois. If you live here in St. Louis, you make the short drive across the river. Or if you already live in Illinois, sign up. Visit circasports.com for more details and get ready to start betting like a pro. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234. This is Action Jackson with a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues lose last night to Tampa Bay Lightning. Final score of 6-1. The Blues are back in action tomorrow night, taking on the taking on the Florida Panthers. Pregame starts at 5 p.m. and the puck drops at 6 p.m. And last night in the NBA, the Grizzlies defeat the Pelicans 115-113. Call 12, Ja Morant's return yields 34 points and a buzzer-beater victory over the Pelicans. That was another SportsCenter update driven by Johnny Londoff. Find new roads and shop 24/7 at londoff.com and londoffautoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Oh, boy.
Tim, if you don't mind, I gotta take a call, so I'll just let you.
Oh, you're going to take a call?
Yeah, it's Quinville. I gotta.
He is going to join us.
Maybe me and Josh tomorrow. I don't know.
Oh, you and Josh tomorrow.
I don't know.
I didn't hear the Blues are taking on the Carolina Panthers in that update, did I?
Wow. See, now some people are going to think that was planned or that, I'm doing some sort of bit. They would be wrong. I looked up, we have a board here that tells us all the stuff that's coming up on the station. And so I saw Blues at Panthers.
And you immediately thought there was going to be a scrimmage with Bryce Young.
And I thought to myself, oh, I know the Panthers. I'll say the city they're in, because it just says Blues at Panthers. That's no one's fault.
Right. Because some would say, well, logic would dictate that it's the hockey team.
Listen, sometimes you kind of go out of body experience. I was just, muscle memory.
The anger.
Right.
In this Air Comfort Service text inbox.
I haven't screwed up on the Sports Hour update in a minute, so it's good to
end 2023.
Yeah, it's pretty perfect.
Did this mother effer just say the Grizzlies beat the Pelicans?
Pelicans. You heard the word you heard was Pelicans. They beat the Pelicans. New Orleans team, Zion Williamson, Willie Green, the coach. Good club.
Holy yes, I am laughing my ass off. That is from the 314.
I quickly thought about it, and I was like, rats. They're playing the floor of the Panthers.
This is exactly why we quote gatekeep hockey from Piddles. That's from the 618.
Keep it up.
But then there's Lisa.
She's a gem. I haven't heard from her in a little bit.
Merry Christmas, guys. That's from Lisa right there to lift you up like an angel.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wish you'd been like, it's okay, Jackson. Things will be all right.
I think that was her way of saying it's going to be okay.
Hey, question to you.
I am taking questions.
What do you feel about sports teams choosing the name of the state over the city they're in? I kind of like it.
I gather it's a marketing move.
Like my friends in Memphis all are huge Titans fans. I don't know what their feelings would be if they were the Nashville Titans and not the Tennessee Titans. They're all
interesting
because they don't like anything. Like they hate Vanderbilt, they hate Tennessee University, like University of Tennessee, but they really love.
Are there
Titans.
a lot of like San Diego Warriors fans because it's the Golden State Warriors?
No. I assume they're all Clippers fans from when they formerly played there. But I don't know. San Diego and LA have a little bit of a rift. But like Carolina. Works for South Carolina, works for North Carolina. I think it's, and for the Panthers, you're not going to.
So you're making a move for it to be the Missouri Blues?
No. I think St. Louis
could be your final hockey take for the year and have it be just a monster.
Well, St. Louis is kind of like it's a very well-known, might not be like a landmark city in a way. In American history, St. Louis has a big foothold in American history, so I feel like that's a good name. But like. It would be the Fort Lauderdale Panthers doesn't roll off the tongue. Certainly,
hence the Florida.
Right. Certainly not Sunrise or Hollywood, Florida Panthers. Like that doesn't work. So I kind of like.
They didn't go Miami.
Yeah, I kind of like.
It's not Miami, but it's close.
California Angels. I thought that's actually a better name than the LA Angels.
I do too. I do wonder about what they do.
Yeah,
because they've changed it all over the damn place.
Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim is bad. California Angels works.
But then when the Rams were in Anaheim, they called themselves the Los Angeles Rams.
Right.
Hell, I don't know, Jackson, but it is a wonderful question, and anything to distract the people from this hockey debacle today is probably a good strategy.
It's just something that came up in my mind because the Carolina Panthers obviously are another team that uses the state and not the city.
How about this? Jackson doesn't need to learn a damn thing. He's leaving this city soon and becoming a big, big millionaire. It's from the 636. How about that? Somebody's buying stock.
Sounds like a 1950s news bulletin. He's going to become a big millionaire. I like that.
Tim, lay off of Piddles. Just because this is the station of the Blues doesn't mean we have to talk about them unless we're talking about top 10 draft picks. That's from the 980.
Yeah, Tim said he was like, I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, because I support this mission statement, Jackson. Some people like things, some people don't like other things.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a universal truth.
And so I know that you like the National Basketball Association and college basketball for that matter.
Hoops in general, baby.
You don't scold me for not really getting into college basketball.
Nah.
But the one thing that the people continue to use against you is, well, you are on the station that carries the Blues games. Maybe make some effort to follow the team.
So last night was an example of I will not switch over because
you missed a Jim Dandy.
Right. Yeah, what a game it was. And so that's a situation where but if it's, just regular night in basketball, I could see, I do watch some Blues games, not all of them. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't watch every Blues game, but I also don't espouse takes like I watch every Blues game. That's not a shot at anybody. That's just how I operate. So hate it or love it, I'm me, baby.
There's another promo opportunity. I think that's a good 30.
Yeah.
We have a 15 and we have a 30.
Lead it off with the Sports Hour update. Then.
Tim, throw a bottle at him. That's from Mrs. Janny Shanahan. And I think that was actually sent into the TMA text inbox, but I have that one open. And they just all pop up on the little shoot. Yeah. Oh, now he sent it into the 101 too as well.
Right, just be safe.
You're great, Jax. The Blues suck anyway. That's from the 636.
It's not a reflection on the local ice hockey team by any means.
I wonder what would have happened if we would have been doing this show during the run in 2019.
I watched every game during the 2019.
I'm just saying, if you would have found yourself really getting into it.
I did. I was very much into it.
Okay.
I've said before, playoff hockey and regular season hockey is the biggest discrepancy in my opinion. And that's partially I have to self-reflect that it's my knowledge and interest in hockey in general is not where most people are who are casual sports fans. Having said that, playoff hockey is electric and incredible. And during that entire playoff run, I was locked in, enjoying it, rooting for the team. St. Louis across the
26 games.
It was great.
Nearly every other night.
Yeah,
a run to the Chalice.
I had a great, and you can call me you're bandwagon. Yeah, absolutely.
There wasn't one series that was crap. They were all great in their own ways. Enemies along the way. How do you do?
Great storylines to do it against Boston in the finals.
I'm telling you.
It was great. I enjoyed every second of it.
But yet you thought Patrick Waugh was the netminder for the Bruins. And that is the thing that just that throws me off your trail.
No, I get that. It's kind of an odd name. I know Patrick Waugh is spelled like Roy. So I now know.
And that led you to believing that when you saw Rask, that it was...
Well, it was as we've seen, I'm capable of having lapses of my mental fortitude. And that was certainly a case, Tim. Patrick Waugh was not in goal. He probably hadn't been in goal in 2 decades. Regardless, still a great night.
I've been listening to this asshat of a program since day one. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
This asshat of a program. I've texted. I've engaged. I even watched you two ugly buffoons on the YouTubes. You can't even just read a single one of my texts. F this show!
Poetic justice right there, brother.
1043.
Poetic justice.
Jackson, what else do we have in this? Sayonara to 2023 on Balloon Party. Again, Dinah Shore, Bob Hope, and the delightful Paul Lynn will join us for our 2nd anniversary party coming up in January when I return like Jordan wearing the 4-5.
Yeah. Story yesterday in the Wall Street Journal talked about Amazon possibly buying out Diamond Sports Group.
Huge development.
Yeah, and the broadcasting rights to 40 teams across the MLB, NBA, and NHL. This also isn't just a thought. Diamond Sports has gotten support from key creditors to dive deep into talks with the tech giant. What do you make of this possibility? How do you think fans would react? And Prime Video is currently $9 a month, and it would be safe to assume that an additional fee would be included in this.
I think it is the best possible outcome, and I would love it because there would be one platform on which to get the games. That would be lovely. It would be Amazon. For those of you who enjoy watching City, you have gone accustomed to the Apple app and the convenience of that. My understanding also is they would make it available in other ways as well.
Oh, like linear TV?
Linear.
Nice.
But I always listen to that sports media podcast with Andrew Marchand and John Oren, who was with Sports Business Journal, and he just went to a place called Puck.
Yeah, Puck Talk.
It's not a hockey site, but
Right.
he's a sports business reporter. And I was listening to their podcast on my way to the station today, and they were talking about how this is a significant development because they had written off Diamond Sports, the parent of Bally. Now, this would be especially huge, possibly, for, if you want to localize it, the Cardinals, if they now know that they're actually going to get paid for the duration of their television contract. I don't know how that impacts it locally, but as both of them were noting, the Wall Street Journal isn't in the business of like throwing rumors out on Twitter. Wall Street Journal has its credibility at this point. I think they've been around for a bit, and so they don't just report things like when they're rumors. I think this was on the front page, as a matter of fact. And so this is a real significant development. And you might be like, I'm so bored when you talk about it. And I get you might be bored, but if the Cardinals are going to lose a significant portion of their revenue, it then impacts what you get to watch on the field. So there is that. So it ties in. And then secondarily, I think for a lot of people, you go, man, I want to watch Cardinal games, but I don't know where the hell to find them, or the app doesn't work for Bally's, or whatever the issue is. And if you know it's via Amazon, you're going to have a high confidence level that you're going to be able to watch it, and it just simplifies things. So from that standpoint, if this does come to fruition, it would be, I believe, a real positive. 1047 in St. Louis. Time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, Tim McKernan, Jackson Burkett. Our final segment of 2023 coming your way next. This is Balloon Party, driven by Mug & S. Burkhardt, Alton Toyota on 101 ESPN. Welcome back. Final segment of Balloon Party with me and Jackson anyway for 2023. Jackson will be in tomorrow and Friday. Josh Innes will be filling in with a gentleman known as Sir Piddles. How are you going to finish this 2023 campaign? This is it. This is your time.
So many places I could go.
I know. This is a big moment for you.
I will go with...
God, this is such good radio.
Yeah, it's damn good. Big day yesterday for the Missouri Tigers on the transfer track and the recruiting trail. And fans here locally and pundits nationwide are starting to take notice. Do you think Coach Drink has fully struck while the iron is hot and has properly used the equity a 10-2 season can buy you? Does it seem like next year is CFP or bust?
No, the latter is a no, and that's coming from a guy who, truly lives for Missouri to be in that position. From a sports fan standpoint, that's kind of where I am. I've gotten to see the Blues win the Cup, gotten to see the Cardinals win the World Series. Got to see, a weird development out of nowhere, a team that I knew from Los Angeles win a Super Bowl 5 years later from moving here. But Missouri, being in the college football playoff, holy crap.
Right.
And I think, I don't know if I would have felt that way even if I didn't go to school there. But hey, listen, no matter what, Alabama, A&M, and Oklahoma are on the schedule. So is Auburn. I don't know what Mississippi State or South Carolina will be. I realize that when you look at the schedule through the lens of what these teams were in 2023, you'd go, man, I'll take Missouri's chances against any of them. I guess the one you would go, well, I probably would lose in Tuscaloosa. I'm not sure about that. They were right there to win in between the hedges this year. But that's not who these teams will be in 2024. And I feel like I see that kind of developing. And I feel like this year, part of the joy of this year is that for almost everyone, 10 wins came out of nowhere. And now if the expectation is 10 wins or 11 wins next year, I'm going, that is...
It's heavy.
They certainly should be undefeated through the month of September. But hey, once the calendar flips to October, it's at College Station. It's at home against Hugh Freeze in his second year in Auburn. It's at Tuscaloosa. I feel like I might be leaving one out in there. There may be Kentucky in there I might be leaving out in October. I don't recall.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And then you have a bye week, and then in November you start off with Oklahoma on November 9th. I mean, hey, man. I certainly would like it to happen, and based on the recruiting momentum, to answer that part of the question, what you want to do, and this is one of the things Gabe says that they missed out on in the 2013-14 SEC East runs, is they didn't capitalize from a recruiting standpoint on that. Even going back to right when you were born, 1997-98 Missouri football was really good. Really good. Now, it sounds probably like a joke, but they really were. But Larry Smith, who was the head coach, didn't capitalize from a recruiting standpoint. The game, recruiting-wise, is so different now, obviously. So what they are doing right now is capitalizing on it. And that is what it's all about. You put some momentum on the back end of a 10-2 season. Whatever happens against Ohio State, if they lose, I'm not going to go, oh, that was disappointing. If they win, I'll be thrilled. If they lose, I won't lose a second of sleep about it. It's a bowl game, and they're exhibitions. In my mind, I know some people view them differently. It's a no downside thing. I'm looking forward to watching it, certainly. But the season, the jury's already in. This was a success, win against Ohio State or not. And I would have said the same thing if they were playing Penn State or somebody else. It's not about, it's Ohio State. So you carry momentum recruiting-wise, and then ideally you get casual fans to be buzzing about it, and that's what's going on even today. What's going to be really interesting, Jackson, looking ahead in 50-ish weeks, is you're going to have a number of programs getting ready to play a college football playoff game in the same month of this transfer portal chaos. And that's the same month of the National Signing Day, which is today, as you see. And then also coaches switching and coordinators switching jobs. I have no idea how they're going to handle that next year. I have no idea how they're going to handle that. And by that, I mean, I think it's going to be chaos, and I would say it will lead to a changing of the schedule, but I don't really know what the solution to that is.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be good. The transfer window is going to be open while 12 teams.
12 teams, and obviously 12 of the best teams.
Right.
You know,
right.
That kind of goes without saying, but blue blood teams.
Yeah, definitely. So I don't know how.
I don't know if it's worked to Missouri's advantage that they're not in the playoff. I don't know if it's worked to Ole Miss's advantage that they're not in the playoff. Those are the two teams from the SEC that are killing it.
Yeah.
At the same time, Georgia's not in the playoff, and they're obviously experiencing some attrition. But yes, this is you follow up the momentum. And then from a fan standpoint, I just sense something that I didn't sense in 13 and 14, and that is real buzz about Missouri football. And I'm a fan, but I understand that not everybody's a fan. It's like when we talked about Sports Person of the Year, and people are like, how can it be Roman Berkey? And I'm like, well, it's Cody Schrader. It just depends on your perspective. What you want, especially as an SEC program, is for the college football team, even if it's 120 miles down the road, to become an additional season to your metropolitan area's sports season. I assure you, Georgia football is part of the Atlanta sports calendar, even though Atlanta is a huge and transient city. But, you know, people view Georgia football as their team, and that's what you want to have happen. And I see that momentum now building for Missouri. 10:58. Do you have like anything else, or you just want to end on the high note that was today's show?
I got a quick hitter if you want.
Okay, I'm always up for a quick hitter.
On this day yesterday in 1984, Wayne Gretzky became the youngest player in NHL history to score 1,000 points. In 2023, who do you think is the most prolific young athlete, 25 and under?
Wow, this isn't really a quick hitter, I would say. I'll buy time and ask your opinion.
If we're going across the world, it's Kylian Mbappe. If we're talking about localized to America, even though he's not American, it is Luka Doncic.
Okay. I honestly don't have a real strong opinion on this. That's my
Yeah, there's just a little nugget to have in case of this.
It's so fitting though for what has been a magical show for.
Yeah, it's Bryce Young, Carolina Panthers. The Blues play tomorrow night.
The Blues are taking on Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers tomorrow. By the way, Benjamin Hockman, Post-Dispatch columnist, texted me, and here's a defense for you. He said, to Jackson's scrambled brains credit, it can be confusing. There is a Miami/Florida Panthers and a Miami/Florida Hurricanes and a Carolina Panthers and Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah, thank you, Benjamin Hockman, great guy.
That's who you need to hire for your defense counsel.
He's a wonderful human.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure delivering Balloon Party to you here in 2023. The second anniversary Balloon Party extravaganza is scheduled for the Chase Park Plaza on January 2nd.
Black tie.
Dinah Shore and Paul Lind will join as Bob Hope MCs. It is going to be unbelievable. And I think Gabe will be there if he's done chasing 17-year-olds' Twitter feeds. For Jackson Burkett, I'm Tim McKernan. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to all of you. We'll talk on January 2nd. This has been Balloon Party, driven by Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota on 101 ESPN and the 101 ESPN YouTube channel.